Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on our Monday night team Zoom. We are really excited and we're just going to get right into it tonight, just for the sake of time. We have a special guest speaker who is literally amazing. She is just wonderful, so knowledgeable, and so much to share with us tonight. And I want to give you just a little bit of her background. So her name is Marci Nettles. And she's the wife of the amazing Dr. Dondi Nettles, whom probably most everyone knows. She's a mother of four in their blended family, grandmother to four wonderful grandkids, a chaplain to the business mountain, a workplace apostle, and soon to have her master's in biblical counseling. She is now the author of two books, The Toxic Truth and Broken to Belonging, Setting the Captive Free. They sound amazing, Marci. Her career of choice was in law enforcement before her life pivoted in 2009 after an on-duty car accident ended her career and she was introduced to network marketing. Marci and Dondi have built an international business where their focus is helping each person see the vision God has for their lives and help them to work to activate their true potential physically and financially. Marci believes we are designed to overcome difficult things, building ourselves into our true potential with every giant we face. So, what a beautiful bio. Marci is just a beautiful person, and thank you so much. It's just an honor and privilege to have you share with us tonight. We just so appreciate you taking the time out. So, the time is yours, Marci.
Oh, you're so welcome, Julie. Oh my gosh, I'm like blushing right now. It's like it's crazy when someone else reads your bio like that, right? It's like, who is she talking about? And yet, you know what? Every single one of us from the time we were born, God was knitting together a special story of our lives. And that's exactly what has been unfolding. And so I'm super excited to be here tonight. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate you hosting. Thank you for that introduction. And Debbie, thank you for reaching out and asking. I absolutely love LifeVantage. I absolutely love the Harrises. You guys have such amazing, amazing leadership, and there's so many of you on this call that I've got deep relationships with. So thank you all for allowing me to be on here with you tonight to be able to share my story and talk a little bit about your mindset, talk a little bit about the invite, which I know that's something that we talk about all of the time, right? But maybe you are like me, and maybe it took a little while for the invite to really connect for you. So I'm hoping that I can connect some dots for you tonight and really kind of open up your minds a little bit differently on something that you can possibly shift to be able to just really get out there and talk to people, because we know that in our business, if we're not talking to people, we're not really in business, right? Would you guys agree with that? And I will be asking questions, and I will want some interaction in the chat. If you guys would please participate with me, I will really, really appreciate that. I'm definitely one of those people. I mean, heck, you heard I was a police officer. I used to have a bat belt. I used to have people, just always doing what I asked them to do. And for some reason, when I ask people, if they're interested in this business, they don't always say yes. It's like I don't have that bat belt anymore, right? So thank you. All right, awesome, Julie. I see you commenting there in the comments. So please participate. So I've actually been part of LifeVantage for over 15 years now. I cannot believe how fast that time has gone. I can't believe how much growth has occurred within myself. I cannot believe the places I've been. I cannot believe the communities that I've been invited into. I cannot believe the lives that I've seen changed. I cannot believe that all of that, has happened because we all said yes to this opportunity, right? So I think back to when I was first introduced to this opportunity, and I remember the challenges and even the pain that I was going through when I first learned about this. I had been in law enforcement, just like Julie said, for almost a decade. And I absolutely loved my career. And then I was in a car accident on duty in 2009 that ended it that fast. I didn't give permission. I didn't say it was okay. I didn't say, oh, I think I want to go do something else. No, it was just suddenly taken from me. And that in itself was a major identity blow for me. And it was probably one of the most difficult parts of losing my career, was losing what I thought was my identity. But it also left me with a brain injury. It left me with several herniated discs throughout my spine that required spine surgeries. And so it left me not being able to be a police officer anymore. And I was dependent on that income. I mean, I had two kids when I first started in law enforcement that were young at that time. And then when I had my accident, they were now teenagers. I had a 13-year-old and a 16-year-old. And I ended up going through a lot of loss. First of all, my brain wasn't working the way that I was used to it working before. I was a detective when I was in my accident, and I was used to putting the puzzle pieces together. And suddenly I couldn't even string thoughts together to be able to communicate. I was on prescription medication for the pain that I was on, and I was told I'd be on it for the rest of my life. My kids, as I mentioned, were teenagers, and when they would come to me, it's like I would be home and they would expect me to be that guiding person for them, but I wasn't really home, if you know what I'm talking about. And so it really started to create a lot of friction inside of the house. And I went through a divorce of a marriage that had already been struggling, and we ended up losing a house. And needless to say, I started into a deep downward spiral of depression. And when I shared this with my doctor, he pulled out that prescription pad really fast. And I swear, I think it already had my name on it. And he ended up giving me additional medications that this time had warning labels on it that said may cause suicidal tendencies. And I tried to take my own life 4 times before dear friends of mine were introduced to LifeVantage. I was one of the very first people that they thought of that they wanted to share with. And they didn't know. So this is like our first thing when we're talking about the invite. Don't prejudge, okay? Because they didn't know that I had tried to take my own life 1 time, let alone 4 times. What they knew is that I had lost my career. I was going through divorce, and they thought I probably could use some extra income to help take care of my teenage daughter. And so when I saw the information, because, okay, so first of all, I have to tell you this too, is like I wasn't super excited to go and check out this information, but I had invited them to a pots and pans presentation, and they had come and sat through that presentation for me. And so I kind of felt obligated. And so, but I will be forever grateful that I said yes, because when I saw the information, I had hope for the first time in 18 months since my accident that I could get my brain working again, and that I could get my body functioning at least at a level to where I could experience life, live life, and not be in constant pain all of the time. And so I said yes. And I knew that if it worked for me, which I was so hopeful that it would, that I would absolutely be sharing with other people. And so, on top of the gratitude of the initial invite, I have so much gratitude that they shared the whole story with me, that they didn't just talk about products or they didn't just talk about the opportunity, but they told me about all of it, because it has truly been a combination of the products, the opportunity, and the community that has changed my life forever. And I know that those are the things that so many people out there in the world right now need desperately. As was mentioned, I met my husband through this opportunity. He was part of LifeVantage in the very beginning, and a short time after that, I became a consultant and we met, and God put us together for such a time as this, is what we truly believe. We're very passionate about what we do. We've locked arms, and we're constantly looking for other people that have something that we might have a solution to, right? And so that's kind of a second clue for you in the invitation, is really we're just connecting people that have a problem, a hope, a need, a desire to something that can potentially be a solution for them. So as I've mentioned, I've been asked to talk about mindset and the art and skill of the invite. I don't know how artistic it will be, and I don't know how skillful, because what I do know to be true is if you wait for the perfect invite, if you wait for it to look beautiful, sound perfect, anything like that, you're not ever going to get to inviting. So don't wait, right? And yet mindset and inviting, they actually go hand in hand. They go along together. Because when I think about mindset and inviting, I'm not thinking about scripts first. So I'm not going to be giving you scripts tonight. Sorry if that's what you were hoping for. I don't think about recruiting and just building the team first. And honestly, I don't even think about the money first, even though money is really important and money in the hands of good people can do a lot of good things, right? I think that those of you that are on here would agree with me on that. But I want you to consider something. What do you think about first when you are wanting to invite someone to take a look at this opportunity? What do you think first? Does the thought of inviting make you fearful or empowered? And I actually would like for you to type in the comments which one of those two emotions you resonate with most when you're thinking about inviting people to take a look at this opportunity. Is it fear or is it empowered? And I'm going to wait, so type it in there because I want to see. I want to see who I'm talking to because it's really important for you to have this awareness. It's really important for you to recognize where you're coming from. You know, I know hesitancy, which is fear. Yes, you're right. Absolutely fear. Um, and I would say, yes, thank you for being honest. Sometimes it's fear, depending on who the person is, but the longer that I'm here, the more empowered I feel. Absolutely. I love that, Carol. Probably fear. Empowered, Melissa, that's awesome. That is awesome. Because what I want you guys to know is that the feelings you're feeling will help you identify if you are making the invite about you or about the other person. Think about that for a second, because this is a really important awareness to have, because once you're aware, then you can start focusing on what you need to do to be able to shift it, right? Because in reality, what we need to be thinking about and what I really have been renewing my mind and shifting my mindset to is thinking about the people, right? I mean, think about who I was. I was someone that had lost my career. I was someone that was desperate for income. I was someone that was struggling in my health. I was struggling in my mind. I was struggling in my personal growth. I was struggling in my connections and my communication and in my community. I mean, all the things. I think about those people, right? So I think about hurting people. I think about people that are looking for hope and maybe even those that maybe have some hope but don't really have the right vehicle to get them where they want to go. I think about people that are praying for answers, whether it's answers for their health challenges, financial struggles, or even maybe loneliness, because there's a lot of lonely people in this world. How about people that are looking for more energy? What about moms that need some support? How about people that need more time to be with people they love and care about? How about people that are stuck in life, stuck in jobs, and they want more purpose, right? I mean, how many people do you know or can think about that would like more freedom? And we can't identify what freedom means to other people. We can't identify that for them, right? Yet freedom can mean something different for every single person. And then how about this one? Because there is a growing population of people that fit this one. Because I mean, think about the boomers, right? The baby boomers, that huge population of people that are all now people that are worried about retirement or becoming a burden to someone else. Can you think of any other people that we should be thinking about? I mean, any other pains that are out there, any other worries, any other concerns? Because those are the people that we need to get on our hearts when we're thinking about inviting people to our business and to this opportunity, right? Because I believe that what we do is one of the greatest vehicles that we can absolutely have to serve people when our heart is aligned correctly, when we're not thinking about ourselves, but we're thinking about how we can serve others, right? When we can help others. So the effectiveness of our invitation, you can absolutely bank on it being directly connected to your intention behind it. Okay. So think about your intention when you're thinking about inviting someone to this. If you're afraid, what are some of the things that you're thinking when you're wanting to invite someone, but fear is getting in your way? Can you guys put something in the comments about what you might be thinking, what you might be worried about? And just to get you started, how about, are you worried about being rejected? Are you worried? Yes, yes. Popular one there, right? The rejection, that they will think this is not legitimate. Yes, that is so good, right? Not being understood. Yeah, those are all such good things. How they will see you, right? So that comes down to that judgment, right? Not presenting it well, waiting to be perfect, maybe, Debbie, being worried about being perfect, right? Even though people will resonate with the messy so much more than they will with the perfection, because perfection puts too much pressure on people, right? And when people feel pressure, they aren't interested at all. Okay. So think about that. So what is your intention? Because people can feel whether you are looking to serve them and to help them with something that they need, or if you are wanting or needing something from them, right? So are we inviting them because we know that we have a solution to their problem? Because if we have the heart space that we know what we have can be a solution to a problem that they are seeking a solution to, we're just helping them out. And there's no reason to be worried about being rejected, feeling rejected, or any of these other emotions or worries that you guys put into the comments, which those are all so good. Thank you so much, because honesty is so important, because integrity, if you're not coming from integrity, then you're always going to be questioning yourself. One of the things that I heard, I can't remember if it was a training or somebody doing a presentation or who it was, but something that really made an impact on me was, you are the only person that has had a front row seat to every lie that you've ever told yourself. And so that's where we have to start really holding ourselves accountable. And by holding ourselves accountable and having that integrity, you will be able to start to change your mind about yourself. And when you start to change your mind about yourself, your confidence and belief will start to grow, right? And when your confidence and belief starts to grow, then you will be able to move forward. And that's exactly what we want to be able to do with our invitations. So are you, so the two different options: you're either inviting to help someone with a problem they have and you have a solution for that problem. Or on the flip side, you are inviting because you need to rank up, right? You haven't ranked up for a while and you're feeling like everybody else is, and you're comparing yourself to everybody else. And so you need that volume. And so this person could be exactly the volume that you need. Or how about commission? You're looking for, you need more money, all that kind of stuff. The difference is it about you or is it about them? And people will feel the pressure. So think about the last time you were on a used car sales lot. Oh gosh, we were there about a year and a half ago after my 2013 Dodge Durango that was so amazing. She drove me, carried me, hauled me over 250,000 miles. I loved that car, and she went until she didn't. She actually died as I was driving down the road going about 50 miles an hour. I lost my power steering, lost all of the computer, lost everything at once, right? And so instantly I'm like, oh, this is not the time that I need to be buying a car. I really don't want to buy new. And yet buying used right now, not only do I not want to go to the used car salesman because I hate how yucky it feels, but used cars were more expensive than new cars at that point, right? But what I remember the most is, mine was white, Bonnie. I absolutely loved it. What I remember the most was how I felt even thinking about going to that used car sales lot. And it's because of, that sales breath, that commission breath, that pressure that you feel when they start coming out at you, right? And that is not something I enjoy. Is that something any of you enjoy? I mean, seriously, own up to it. If you enjoy sales breath, used commission breath, I'd like to know that about you before we go any further. It's gross, right? It's so gross. So why would your prospects enjoy it? Why would they enjoy it? So, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're coming from the right space. We're getting out of our heads, we're getting into our hearts and into the solution based invite because we want people to feel that we genuinely care about them, right? And so, when your heart shifts from getting to giving, your inviting is going to become natural. And not only is it going to become natural when you're thinking about the other person, you will no longer have any of those worries that you mentioned in the beginning. You won't be worried about being rejected. You won't be worried about them thinking if this works or not. You won't be worried because you're just coming out providing them with a solution to a problem that they have. The rest is up to them. Your sole responsibility is inviting them, sharing the information, right? What they do with it is completely on them. And that's where you need to give up the control because you can't control how somebody else is going to respond to your invitation. All you can control is that you invite. So take a deep breath right now and let it out. And I want you to think about how that feels. Thinking about coming at the invitation from that viewpoint and from that perspective. That this business is not about being selfish. It's not about you. It's not about money. Money is necessary. Remember what we said about before? I mean, all of the ministries in the world need money, right? All of those 501c3 organizations that we support through LifeVantage Legacy need money, right? So be excited about creating an income. Just make sure that you're aligned with the right intention. Keep in mind that it is about serving the person that is in front of you. And I think that's something that is really, really, really gotten lost, right? Is that person that is right in front of us. Because if we truly believe that we have solutions that can help someone physically, emotionally, spiritually, or with their money, then withholding that becomes, because of fear, is truly a selfish act. And we are definitely not called to be selfish, right? We are called to be selfless. We are called to be the hands and feet of Jesus. And so let me share a quick story with you. So the other day, our daughter went and saw the new Michael movie. Have any of you guys seen it? Any of you? So all about Michael Jackson, all right? So when she came home, she was so excited. She was talking about the experience that she had when she was watching it. She even raised up her arm. She's like, I got goosebumps. And she said that she and her friend didn't even want to leave the movie theater at the end of the movie. Oh, Melissa has seen it. Melissa's seen it. We can't wait to see it. So she knew that Michael Jackson was a huge part of mine and Dondi's youth, right? Dondi is a major music man, by the way. I mean, he thinks in music. You might say something, but he's thinking about a song that talks about that thing, right? That's how connected he is to music. And so Michael Jackson, was something, he was just a change maker and he was so different. And so everybody knew Michael Jackson. And he was such a big part of us growing up, and she couldn't wait to tell us all about it and recommended that we go and see it. So her excitement was so contagious. It's like we've been searching our calendars ever since to be able to find a time that we can actually go and watch that movie. And the cool thing is that the theater's not even going to pay her for that recommendation, right? So what stood out to me in her excitement was that nobody had to teach her a closing script. Nobody had to convince her to share what had impacted her. She simply experienced something really meaningful that moved her. And she naturally wanted to share it with other people so they could experience it too, especially those that she loved and cared about the most. Right? I mean, think about that. That's what inviting is. It's not anything more than that. We overthink it, we make it too hard. And that's where the mindset shift really needs to happen, that it's not about me, it's about them. And less is more. And I just need to be really, really passionate because it's the people who are deeply impacted naturally invite others into the experience. Right? I mean, think about it. I mean, think about the restaurants that you've recommended to people. Think about, date nights that you've got on that were so cool that you had to tell the whole world. Maybe you even made a post about it on social media. I mean, we do it all the time, right? It's like, so when and why does it become so difficult when we might make a little bit of money off the referral? It's because we're making it about us and we're not making it about them. So really the question comes down to this. What gives you goosebumps about your business? Okay, I'm going to go through a list of things here and I want you to mark your own. If you have something else come up, put it into the comments because I want to see what has you just like over the moon crazy about sharing your opportunity with LifeVantage. Is it the products? Is it the stories of the healing experiences that people have had being activated? Is it the community? Maybe the people on this call are what light you up. Is it being part of a company that allows faith forward? That's a big deal for me. It's a really big deal for me. Is it the possibility of freedom, no matter what that looks like to you? Is it the personal growth? The stretching that you get to go through, the first paycheck you'll ever receive in your network marketing business, the personal growth signed one, right? Yet the personal growth is so important that your check will only grow as big as you are. So going through that personal growth is so important. Is it the hope you see others finally have, and maybe even the hope you are experiencing yourself? Is it the understanding of leveraged income and how powerful it is? How about this? Is it the before and after testimonies? Oh, I love that. So the success stories of healing. Yeah, so good. So there are so many things to be passionate about. If you've thought of a different one, or if you resonated with one of the ones that I put up there, please put it in the comments because I'd love to know what lights you up. And then if you're not sure, if you can't pinpoint it, you need to dive into that. So ask yourself, and I'm going to ask you these questions too. Are you using the products to get your own experience to be passionate about them? You need to be a product of the product, right? Are you plugged into the communities to see the stories and the before and after transformations? Do you show up and plug into all of the events? Events are vital for your belief and to your success. Have you placed yourself into personal growth opportunities with your invites, presenting and offering to lead? Have you studied the Evolve compensation plan and listened to the stories of those having success? These are all things that can help you identify, what really lights you up. And then I have a question for you too. Do you believe that a messy invite done now is always better than a perfect one put off until tomorrow? Guess what never comes? Tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. And so procrastination, if that's your nemesis, start kicking it in the butt by just doing the things you know you need to do now. Right? There's no better time than now. So get inviting because action is truly the solution to gaining the confidence that you need that will lead to the success that you want in your business. So find the thing that genuinely moves your heart. And invitations will then stop sounding robotic or feeling scary. But one of the biggest things that we need to talk about, and I hope you don't mind if I go over just a few minutes. Is it okay if I go over just a few minutes? I apologize for going over. But I remember back, and you guys might remember this too, years ago, Carrie Dickey, if you know who she is, raise your hand. She is so powerful and her heart is so big for people, but she did an amazing presentation from the big stage at one of our events. And it was all about how everyone wants to feel important. So she challenged us to imagine that every person that we come in contact with has a sign on their chest that says, "Make me feel important," or even "Help me feel important." So when she talked about that, I had this light bulb come on, and it really helped me understand that one of the greatest skills in inviting is learning to focus on the person that's right in front of you, because we have so many distractions in this day and age. This one right here is probably the biggest one to helping us connect. Even though we think that it is the connecting tool, it is the one that is keeping us from being fully focused on the person or people that are in front of us. So there are so many distractions, but if we can focus on these 4 things, we'll be able to fulfill the importance need of those that we're talking about. So first, ask questions. Second, listen deeply. Third, slow down. And 4, care about their story. So you can ask things like, how have you been feeling lately? How's your family? What's been weighing on you? What are you excited about right now? Summer's coming up. Do you have any fun summer plans? If life could look different a year from now, what would you want to change? And what would more freedom look like for you? And then wait for them to respond. Don't just jump in and keep talking. You want to give them opportunity to respond. And after they do, the perfect follow-up question, and one that I love in everyday conversation, in talking with prospects, in my counseling, in all the different things, is tell me more. Or how does that make you feel? Right? Because what we want to do is we don't want to just accept that just first answer. That first answer they give you is generally a really built up wall of protection around the truth. And so we want to go deeper with people. So ask them, and after they answer, just say simply, if I knew something that could possibly help, would you be open to learning? And if I knew about something that could be the answer, would you want to hear about it? That is the invite, guys. You are asking them if they are open. And that is simply what the invite is supposed to achieve, is finding out if somebody is open to learning about a solution to a problem that they've shared with you. Okay. So the best inviters are not the big talkers. Okay. We have to remember people want to feel seen, they want to feel heard, and they want to know someone actually cares about what they are going through. So when you understand someone's problems, their hopes, their dreams, and frustrations, you can connect them to a solution with integrity. Okay, so keep in mind that we have so many solutions to offer, right? And our job is simply to connect people to the information, the tools, the testimonies, the products, the systems, and the community that may bless their lives. So the tired mom, a woman struggling with menopause issues, excuse me, sorry about that. My daughter's trying to get a hold of me. So just remember that you are not going to be the one that's the answer to all of the problems, but you are going to be the connector to the answer. And that's where ITT comes in. You all know ITT so well, Invite Tool Team. Use it over and over and over again, because it's simply doing the mundane things enough times to get you to where you want to be successfully. And it's also what takes all of the pressure off of you and the people that you're sharing with, okay? So the way that you get your next win is just by simply focusing on how many people you can help get their next win, right? So how many of you know about the incentive for being able to make more money in this quarter? Right? Being able to help people rank up, being able to help with the new enrollments. If you don't know about it, help other people, go and learn about it first of all yourself, and then help other people make that extra money. So I just want to challenge all of you, stop viewing inviting as recruiting. Think about that person on the other side of your conversation as a real person that needs to feel important, seen, and understood, and then help them connect the dots between what their problem is and what solution you have to share with them. You want to be intentional. I also think that you should be prayerful as you're going to talk to people, because God knows everything that they need, and He can put the words in your mouth, right? Be observant and be compassionate. Listen for their pain, listen for their dreams, and listen for the places where they've kind of lost hope. And then just think about this, when you find something that really gives you goosebumps in your business, stand up, get loud, pull up your big kid pants, share it boldly, share it joyfully, share it authentically, because changed people naturally invite people. So you never know what conversation could become someone's answered prayer, and you absolutely can be used as the hands and feet of Jesus. So you guys, thank you so much for letting me be on. I hope that you can pull something from what I shared to be able to bless others and to help them with solutions to their problems. Thanks, Julie. Thanks, Stephanie.
Wow, wow, Marcy, that was awesome. So wonderful. I have so many notes and just a lot to really reflect on. That was really great. Does anybody else put a comment in the chat how how you felt about tonight's sharing and maybe a little nugget of what something that stood out to you that Marcy can see. And I don't know, do you have any time for questions or should we call this a wrap?
I have a few minutes if you guys want to stick around. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, if somebody has a question and you want to type it in the chat or unmute yourself and ask a question, we'll take just a couple minutes. I know we're over time, but this is really special tonight.
And Marcy, this is Cindy.
Hi,
My
Cindy.
hi. My son experienced a bad wreck on the 22nd of March, and while he's doing February, while he's doing really, really well, he feels like he's not himself. He said, "Mom, I don't feel like I'm myself anymore." And I've been trying to get him to take Life Vantage products. I have not succeeded in that, so I'm just wondering how much you feel like they helped you return to yourself, or if you did return to yourself.
Oh, I'm a completely different person. Thanks for the question, by the way. Great question. I am completely restored, renewed, and completely different. And I will tell you that within 10 weeks' time, I miraculously was able to, and I'm trying to be compliant here because it's so hard to be compliant. My life was changed forever. Let's just say that not only does my mind work just as good, if not better than it did before, and I'm also mid 50s, that my body, I can do just about anything I desire to do. I mean, gosh, just over 2 years ago, I rode 26 miles, or wait, I'm cutting myself short, 56 miles in a half Ironman relay team. And, it is amazing what our bodies can do when you remove the interference, when you take off the band-aids, when you get to the root of the problem and allow your body to heal itself. So I hope that answers your question on if I feel like it helped me at all. I would absolutely say that it completely was what God knew I needed, not to mention the community that it brought me so much more than just the physical healing.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
Oh, and keep in mind, all we had back then was Protandim NRF2 and the bottle of the anti-aging cream. I don't think the anti-aging cream had anything to do with it, but the Protandim NRF2 certainly did.
Right. Okay, thank you.
But the anti-aging cream did have something to do with your beautiful skin.
Well, thank you. I love it. I'm grateful for our skincare.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Well, I see a lot of wonderful comments here. But thank you so much, Marcy, and thank you everybody for joining tonight. That was really great.
Hey, you know what? Tammy asked a good question. What tips do you have to help someone overcome anxiety when inviting? Well, first of all, help them understand it doesn't have to be perfect. That if you wait to be perfect, you will never invite. And if you happen to get a perfect invitation, it's not duplicatable, right? And so you might get it right one time, but what about the next time? And you're going to be stressing yourself out all of the time. And so just do it messy because that's what will resonate with more people. More people will see themselves doing the messy than they will see them doing the perfect. So just that's my big tip is just do it messy. Don't be afraid to invite. And if you need to dive into those things, build your belief so that you, because sometimes you're not inviting because you don't have the belief that you need. So look into those things too.
Awesome. Wonderful. Well, thank you, Marcy. Thank you so much. That was incredible. And I hope everybody else took some notes too, because there's just so many nuggets. I have just so many great nuggets here. So I appreciate everybody joining. And Marci, it's been terrific. You are fantastic.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much,
blessed by
Marci.
all of you.
Oh,
Amen.
all right.
Bless you.
Okay. Good
Mush.
night, everyone.
Night,
Good
Julie.
Shalom
night.
D'Hi.
I sure will.